So I best speak or you'll get bored and click off. So I was just getting triggered, so like panic rush mode. So because I'm late for somewhere, so I thought I'd come make a video. Good time to break my patterns. Yes, so this social validation thing, it's like maybe related to the Anunnaki, like who I think is all that Nibiru and Planet X stuff, which is an interesting perspective. And so the story goes that the Anunnaki, like they programmed into us to respect them, because the Anunnaki are a race that came to Earth like thousands of years ago to mine gold, to make monatomic gold, because monatomic gold is like epic stuff. And so they wanted all our gold. But after a while, they got bored of harvesting it themselves, so they decided to create a genetic slave race, and that was us. And one of the traits that Enki, I think it was Enki. I think Enki of the Anunnaki was the master geneticist, who's also the good guy, according to some stories. And yeah, so it would have been Enki that genetically engineered into us the desire to the momentum, the need for validation from Enlil and Enki from the Anunnaki, because it's perfect genetic engineering, isn't it? If you want to create a slave race, what's one thing you're going to genetically engineer into it? The ability to enslave, and if you automatically love and like look up and like see them as your like father and god figure, then that's a good genetic trait for a slave race from the perspective of the genetic engineer and enslaver. So maybe this is why like we still have these so ridiculous social validation issues like that tend to come out most with like those we respect the most, and or are very often like a spiritual teacher is like a final manifestation of our deepest fears and like that need for social validation. I mean, I remember Gangaji saying her attachment to Papaji was her greatest blessing. So it shows that, you know, her last attachment and her last social validation pattern was with her guru, who was there to like destroy that ultimately. So you normally end up hating your guru just before you finally break through. So perhaps it was genetically engineered into us by Enki, and that's why it's so difficult for us to let go of this social validation program. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Xenoplex Ray Show. Shivai. I felt socially conscious saying that. Funny. Xenoplex Ray still messes with my head a bit. But there's no going back now, I don't think.